These are three pieces that very, very successful people constantly, consistently use day in and day out. And as a result, they get extraordinary results. Welcome to another 𝗥𝗴𝗀𝗀𝗧 Secrets. We're going to cover today is this mindset will get you whatever you want. So if you're like, dude, you're trying to figure out exactly what you want in life. And like for me, I'm always in pursuit of the good life. And so I'm showing you the mindset that will deliver to you exactly what you want. I broke it down into three pieces. These are three pieces that very, very successful people constantly, consistently use day in and day out. And as a result, they get extraordinary results. So I'll take and break it down into three pieces. Number one, do not be reasonable. Like, say what, Mike? All right, let me give you an idea of what it was. So Tony Robbins, when he wrote his very first book, he was talking about how to be unreasonable and how to set your expectations much higher. And then he put, in fact, in the chapter, he says, but look, put things in perspective. If you're a 5'2" person, you're not likely to win an NBA dunk contest. And he said, and it wasn't shortly after that, that Spud Webb, at the height of 5'2", won the slam dunk contest. And he goes, after I saw that, he was like, I tossed it all out. People that crush it are absolutely unreasonable in their expectations. They don't have their vision. They don't see what they're doing. Like other people don't see what these unreasonable people do. And as a result of that, he's like, just toss it out. Don't be reasonable. And so I throw it out there. Consider like Tony Robbins. Is he reasonable? Like people will come up to him and say, hey, they don't think that what he's doing is reasonable, but he doesn't march to their drum beat. And as a result, he's created an extraordinary life. He's got like business after business after business that he owns, but his primary focus is teaching and coaching people, showing them how to get breakthroughs. And the big thing he talks about is like, don't be reasonable. So let me show you a couple more examples. Like Elon Musk. What do you think the chances are that he's reasonable? Not considered to be reasonable at all. In fact, when the autobiography of Elon Musk, when he went and he met with a person that was going to interview him to generate that autobiography, the very first thing Elon Musk said to him, he goes, do you think I'm crazy? And it kind of caught him off guard a little bit. And what it really is what he thinks that he can do, what he thinks that he can accomplish. Putting a man on Mars makes no sense, right? And as a result, people think that he was crazy. But you look at it and he changed everything. He did things that nobody thought that could be done. Okay? So you look at Steve Jobs. Was Steve Jobs reasonable? What makes you think like Steve Jobs, a little teeny guy, could actually create a software tech company that could compete with Hewlett-Packard and Atari and some of these other big names like IBM, right? But yet he did it anyways. And so here's the number two thing that these guys do. So not only are they not reasonable, but then number two, they pick a direction and they go in that direction. Now you could say like about Elon Musk, like Elon Musk, you got to be some kind of special stupid. Why would you challenge the entire automotive gas industry by generating and creating an electric car that has failed more than once consistently, right? But yet he did it. And in fact, because he was so unreasonable in his pursuit of creating that electric car, what has every major car manufacturer in the entire United States done? They have all declared that they are now phasing out gas-powered vehicles because the writing is on the wall. He will demonetize their entire business as they continue to hammer on gas-powered vehicles because they demonetize it based on the direction that he's going. He will make it operating an electric vehicle like a tenth the cost of what it's going to be to actually have a gas-powered vehicle. And as a result, the entire industry shifted. Like, was it reasonable when he said that he wanted to make it so that people could make transactions using PayPal? It wasn't called PayPal when he first got involved in it. But the entire banking industry said that can't be done. But he challenged the status quo and he broke it. It was not reasonable. It was not reasonable to assume he could pursue that course of action. Yet he did. This is what you're going to discover about people who crush it. Basically, they pick the direction. Like they're like, man, that thing ought to exist. And they're passionate about it. And they're like, they want to move in that direction. This is what's kind of crazy. This is where I'm talking about a special type of stupid. Is they pick a direction and then they go in red hot pursuit of it, even though it does not appear to make any sense. See what I'm talking about? Like, just give me an example. Like, think through this. Okay, let's say you've got a 9-to-5 job, right? These guys would be willing to walk away from a 9-to-5 job, like almost like at a drop of a hat, in pursuit of another direction because they're passionate about it. Like, I'm telling you, they're different. There was a guy. This is an example that I hope that it hits home, because as soon as you see it, you're going to go, huh? So there was a friend of mine. His name's 𝗏𝗏, okay? And he said that he was driving down the road one time and he saw this dude on the side of the freeway walking backwards. And he's like, dude, what the heck is this guy doing? So he kind of went and did a loop around on the freeway, came back around, and then kind of sallied up next to the guy and he started talking to the guy. And he found that this guy was a little bit interesting. He loved to create Guinness Book World records. He loved to set them and break them and all kinds of stuff. And so he had this idea that he looked at a record and he said, you know what? It would be cool if I walked from basically New York to Washington backwards, because that would be a Guinness Book World Record. And my friend Brett was like, dude, that's legit. He's like, man, how long have you been preparing for this? He goes, like, how'd you get ready for it? He goes, how'd I get ready for it? He goes, I woke up. He woke up that day and he said he looked inside the Guinness Book of World Records, seeing which record he could break. And he said, that one right there, the longest path walking backwards. He goes, I could actually beat that one. He goes, all right, cool. So now you got that picked out. He goes, what'd you do next? He goes, I put my shoes on and I went to the starting point and I started walking. And he's like, you what? He's like, yeah, it's what I did. I went to the starting point and I started walking backwards. And he's like, you didn't like plan for it a week, a month, or whatever? He goes, no. And he goes like, but what about the stuff that you need? Like, how do you get from here to there? I mean, you're talking walking from like New York to Washington. How do you get from here to there? And the guy's like, I just started walking. He goes, people just showed up. Hey, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I told them what I'm doing. They're like, oh, that's cool. Hey, why don't you come stay at our place? Or, hey, why don't you come do this? Or, hey, let's help you out. Or, hey, here's some money. And he goes, people just assisted me because I was walking in that direction. And my friend Brett said to him, he goes, you know what? When you get at this certain point in the state of Washington, he says, call me, because I will fly out there, I will meet you, and I will walk across that finish line with you. Guy's like, okay. So my friend Brett gets a phone call, and he's like, holy cow. So he dropped what he was working on right then and there, went out there, was with the guy, went across the finish line. He goes, dude, he's like, that's crazy. He goes, you know what? I'm teaching a class tomorrow. Why don't you come to it? So he brought this guy to it. But can you see what it was? It was not reasonable to assume that. There are people like that move in this universe, that do this in a fashion that does not make sense, okay? That's what these guys do that makes them distinctly different. They're not reasonable, and then they pick a direction and they go even though how to get there isn't known. The answer, or the path, is the way to the destination, okay? So here's number 3. Number 3, you probably caught hints of it as I described that very last story, okay? The hints is the true believers will come to your cause. There are people on this planet. There are some people that love to cook, and true believers show up. There's some people that love to do fitness, and true believers show up. There's some people that like to cause their bodies pain and do really stupid stuff, and true believers show up. There's true believers that think that their religion means that there's going to be an alien thing coming down and all these weird UFOs and crazy crap, and everybody's going to be annihilated and they're the last ones. And true believers show up. It's like, does it make sense? I don't know. Probably not, okay? But here's what happens. True believers show up. Elon Musk, he surrounded himself with true believers. They worked for him for less money than they could have worked for somebody else because they became a true believer in what he was pursuing. Steve Jobs, the exact same thing. You pick these guys, passion will cause people to follow you. They will become your true believers. Those right there are 3 powerful secrets. Okay, I'll show you how I take and I use this. My objective, my overall life objective is one thing really. It's the pursuit of the good life, okay? I'm talking about being able to, like some of these people that I had already mentioned, like the guy that's walking backwards, like his pursuit might not be the good life in the sense of monetary, but his pursuit of the good life is whatever it is, he wants to break those records. My pursuit of the good life is creating, I want to multiply my value so much that every hour I put in, I ran the numbers just the other day. I used to have a 9-to-5 job at Raytheon. I ran the numbers, and since I have left Raytheon, my average hour has jumped up. My output is 28.2 times higher than what it was when I was at the Raytheon. And that showed up when I made the declaration in my own mind that I am in the pursuit of the good life, okay? I am in pursuit of the good life. So you ask yourself, what are you in pursuit of? What is the magic? What is the special thing that you're in pursuit of? Because if you can crystallize and you can define exactly what it is that you're in pursuit of, the good life will show up, okay? One of the things that I do is in my quest, in my pursuit of the good life, here's one of the things that I discovered. I discovered for you, done for you automated Amazon stores. Why did I discover this one? I'll show you. And as soon as I point it out, you're going to immediately understand why I discovered this and why it is on my path towards the good life. Okay. Here's the secret. On these done for you automated Amazon stores, you can be in Hawaii, which I bet I was in Hawaii just last week on a really nice vacation. These stores are set up to generate sales 24/7. Like on Christmas Day, people are flush with Christmas gifts, yet they sit back on their phone and they're scrolling through making purchases on Amazon, even though they just dropped a load buying junk on Amazon. Like, that's the model I want. I want to generate sales 24/7, whether I'm in Hawaii, like go to Africa, whatever place on the entire planet I'm at, I want this done for you automated store generating sales for me day in, day out, 24/7. I want to make money while I'm sleeping. I want to make money when I'm on an airplane. I want to make money while I'm on a beach. I want to make money while I'm surfing. I want to make money while I'm scuba diving. And when I found a model that takes and delivers that, that is a done for you automated Amazon store. So therefore, what I do is I have automated Amazon stores. Then I took what I did and I said, there is possibly other people in this universe that are in pursuit of the good life. What I will do is I will set up done for you service. So you say, Mike, I want the good life. I don't want to spend time managing it. I don't want to figure out anything on the Amazon store. I want to own a business that generates cash flow 24/7 for me. How can I do that? I set up the automated Amazon store so that you can literally plug into it and just watch the cheddar come out. We manage everything. In fact, I got an operations team because I told you I wanted to be in Hawaii. So I created the team that then manages the entire enchilada so I could literally have the good life as on my terms. Anyway, if you want to discover what I'm doing, you can go to 𝗤𝗡𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 ambitions. Mine's the good life. This is one of the secrets I discovered along the way. Anyway, there, my friends, is another 𝗥𝗴𝗀 secrets. I've just showed you how to get the mindset so that you can get whatever you want. And I will talk to you later.